So, WhatsApp group member of mine who I've known for many years. He's a I consider him a very trustworthy well wisher of mine. So he asked me this question, sir. You remember you had shared a screenshot whereby this client of yours got double his salary within a period of 5 to 6 years. So can you please make a video on how did he do that? Because you had shared it, and you had told you will make a video. You didn't. So I was like, oh, I don't even remember that. So I thought, okay, fine. This would be a good video for you guys. So what I did actually was, after he sent me the message, I actually called up, contacted a client of mine, and he was pretty gracious enough to give me some time of his. He was driving back from work, and what I decided is, instead of me telling you what I did to help him achieve double the salary, I thought, why not take it from the horse's mouth? So what I did is, as he was talking to me, I opened my Google Docs and I typed out, the bits and pieces which I felt would add value to the conversation. Okay, so it's not like point one, two, three, four, five. It is the nuggets that he gave me is what I'm going to share with you. So you'll feel it is slightly haphazard, but I would strongly recommend, please take a notebook, take a pen, or just type it out and see what resonates with you. Because I can honestly tell you that his was a classic case of someone who nobody believed that he could have done it, and he eventually did it. And I'm very proud of him. Okay. So, having said that, let's start. And by the way, if you have any topics like this or questions like this, always type it down in the comments below, because, I want to make content that will benefit you guys. All right, so let's start. So, how did my client get double the salary in 6 years? Okay. So, as we are talking, he's driving. So, this is what he said. He said, the first thing was, I was totally fed up and tired of how my life was going. I noticed that my friends, colleagues, whomsoever, classmates or college mates, whatever, some of them were getting well paid jobs, some of them had migrated abroad. And he was asking himself, like, what about me? Why am I not getting? They are not special. They were just like me. I know them. So why is it they got a better life? They have a Western passport, they have a house, they have a car, they have family, and I am just like struggling to make ends meet. So he said, I was so frustrated, so disgusted with myself. I decided I need to make a change. And that was the most important step that he took, a decision that he wanted, the best that life had to offer. He made a decision, not a casual one, not like, oh, one day I will do. No, I will change my life. He said that was the key moment. Okay. And next, after that, obviously, he didn't know me at that time. He started to search online, because that's how we go about. And he started to search online to find out a coach, mentor, a trainer, whatever. And yes, he did go through the forest, the jungle of all the bad actors. He got coaches who promised him seven-figure income, those internet gurus. He got people who guaranteed him a job. He got people who said, we'll make your CV, resume, we'll train you and all that. And literally for almost a year, he ended up going for various coaches, trainers. He just wasted his money, and he was becoming more and more frustrated and more skeptical. And that was where he said, one fine day when I was checking how to get a well-paying job in Dubai and all that, he said, lo and behold, I saw this tattooed face. That he said, I saw this tattooed face and how to get a job in Dubai. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? So he's saying, at first I was like, is he gone mad? Is this like parody, or is this a comedy or something? So he clicked in, and he was, yeah, because he's close to me. He said, I was completely disgusted with your look. I was like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And I judged you even before the content, and I didn't want to listen to you. I was like, I don't know who's going to listen to this mad guy. But anyway, I clicked. And I clicked, and you started talking. At first, I was like, I don't want to listen to this nonsense. And he switched it off. Actually, he switched it off. However, YouTube has this, its algorithm is if you see a video for a few minutes, it reminds you to see it later again. So once again, he saw this video, which was, the red bar had just shown a few minutes. He was like, why is this shit again being recommended? And he wanted to, like, maybe close the video or something, but he ended up clicking it again. It continued from there. And he was like, okay, what is this guy talking? So he kind of forwarded it. He moved it little. And at some point in the video, I think I said something like, what? You have only one life. You have only one life. Don't waste it. Live a life of purpose. He said, the minute I heard that sentence, I was like, this guy is actually talking sense. So he's saying, I was surprised that a man who tattooed his face, who could make such a stupid decision, which is like you have to be mentally unstable. He's actually talking sense. And then he said, the minute you said that, find your purpose, you deserve a better life. Saying, I decided, wait, I need to listen to this video. Why did he say that? So he went back to the beginning. He's saying, once again, in the beginning, you were talking just nonsense. But as the video went on, he was like, I slowly started feeling, he's right over there. Okay, I don't agree with this, but he's right. And slowly, he started, listening more and more. And eventually, I guess, he kind of agreed with the video. And then he was curious. Okay, then he went to my channel. Then he started checking the videos. And from there, he started binge watching my videos. Okay, because obviously, tattooed guy looks like a freak, but is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Is he a fraud? Because some of the comments are also that I'm a fraud and whatever. So his curiosity, which was the next point, he said, I was very curious. I was very curious. I was willing to let go of my inhibitions, of my beliefs, and willing to get out of my comfort zone to change. Saying, I found you very rude. I found you very mannerless. You're using a lot of F's, which I didn't like. But I decided, okay, if I had to make a change, I had to do something different. So from going for people with suits and ties, I decided to go for someone who looks like a freak. And he said, that is another important lesson where you have to be willing to let go of your inhibitions, let go of your core beliefs, let go of what you're doing, and try something new. Maybe it'll not work out, but at least you're trying something new. So he said, I decided to give you a chance. At first, I remember this very clearly, and we both were laughing when he's saying, first, I didn't want to tell you who I was because I was very afraid what you might do. So he created a burner, fake email, and he booked the minimum session with me, and he asked me a couple of questions and wanted to see what my response would be because he burnt his fingers, with other guys. So I was like, I told him, yeah, you remember my answers? He's saying, yeah, you not only gave me sensible answers, you spoke with logic, but you went way beyond. Like I was supposed to give him one single email, but I gave him a very detailed response. And that time there was no AI, by the way. So he said, what he said is, I was impressed that you took so much pain and effort to give me a response. Then I decided, okay, I'll take a bigger service, slightly bigger. And this is also a very important point for you. When you're going to try someone, don't, put all your money for the most expensive course. Go step by step and just see, okay, I paid him X. Did I get return on investment? Okay, I booked 1 hour. Did I get value for it? Then I'll book more than 1 hour. Then I'll go for, a slightly bigger package. That's how you go about. And that's a very important point for you. Do not trust someone blindly. See if it works out. So that finally led him when he decided, okay, I can trust this guy. He took a leap of faith, which is your next point. You have to take a leap of faith in leaving your comfort zone. See, he already had a job that was paying him, and he could just sail in the boat and see where the wind would take him. But he decided, no, I have to get out of my comfort zone to try. So he paid me the amount of money for the session. And He told me, the day I spoke to you, I wrote it down what you told me. Be obsessed. He's saying, be obsessed as if your life depended on it. You're going to compete with others. It's a dog eat dog world. It's survival of the fittest. These words that I use. And he said, I wrote down those words: dog eat dog, survival of the fittest. You have to be cold blooded. He said, these were words that I normally hear in Hollywood movies or, in some killer kind of episode. But I never heard that, for, achieving your dream, because, the coaches he would go for would all be positive, share your blessings, gratitude. And I told him, forget all that bullshit. You just have to be a goddamn cold hearted son of a bitch. He said, I was shocked what you were telling me, because I didn't like that kind of language, but I understood what you were trying to do. So, yeah. So the next part is, you have to change. You can't, in like they say, insanity is doing the same thing again and again and hoping for a different result. It's like you copy the same menu and expecting a different dish. No, you have to completely change the ingredients. So that's what I did. That's the next point. Maybe you can look into it. And yes, my mantra was, you have to be obsessed. Morning, you have to think about getting a new job. Afternoon, during lunch, you have to think about getting a new job. Evening, you have to think about it. Nighttime before sleeping, think about it. So every day and night, you have to eat, sleep, breathe, shit, everything that. He's saying, I literally followed what you said, and I started putting, he was a bachelor, so obviously he could do that. He had his own apartment, a small little one. He said he put it on every wall, achieve your dream, this, that, motivational stuff, whatever helped him. And then he also gave me one of my quotes, which I shared with him. He said, you said getting a job is a job in itself. He's saying that proved to be very true, because to get a job, before, what he used to do is just send an email. And my style is, you can't get a job by sending an email. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry can send an email, and most of the emails are put in a spam folder. I literally told him, every single day, okay, you're going to find out a new company to go and meet. You're going to find out who's the decision maker. You're going to work your way through that company, find the contacts, connections through LinkedIn, whatever. Meet up a person, take him out for lunch, whether it's maybe it's a security guard, maybe it's a executive, maybe it's a senior manager, whomsoever. Find out a way. And I'd given him a target that every week he has to have a meeting. Every day he has to send his resume to at least one company, only one. That was a target, but not just a random email. So I'd given him these targets, and every day he had a target. So this can be a point. Every day you have to have a target. You have to have a routine, like how I put up 3 videos minimum every day, no matter whether I'm sick, whether I'm well. Sometimes it's very challenging. Sometimes I have work outside. I have to spend the whole day out. Sometimes I have to take my kid to maybe the doctor or school, or I have to take my wife out. I'm a normal person, so I can't make a video then. And I have to be in the creative zone. And sometimes you end up being sick. So there are ups and downs. But I made sure that he had a target and he stuck to it. And then every week he would meet up with the important VIP who could actually be a decision maker, who was much more senior to him. And he stopped going for movies. He stopped going for parties. He stopped hanging around with his friends. Instead, he used to hang around with these people. He used to go to events, seminars, conferences. Even if it was like, from Dubai to fly to Bahrain, Saudi, Qatar, Oman, it was costing him a little bit of money. But he said, I decided I am going to do whatever it takes to start networking with all this. And very soon he started to develop a good portfolio of individuals. Remember, this was another point which he gave me. He said, it's not what you know in terms of work, it's who you know. And he said, I developed this contacts, which proved to be very useful. And he started to keep in touch with them. Then another thing which I told him is, build your personal brand. For that, he changed his wardrobe. It took him time. One, perfect pair at a time, like a good shirt, a good tie, a good trouser. So he built up a good wardrobe, which would be absolute body fit for him. Okay, not tight, but would suit him. He enrolled for health club fitness program. He changed his dietary pattern. Before he used to just hog and eat anything. He started following intermittent fasting. He started focusing on grooming himself. All these things which I told him. He started focusing on writing an article every single day, even if it was 50 words, even if 10 lines, whatever. He would make quality stuff. I told him the strategy of how to go about this. He had a social media strategy which we had discussed, and he followed it to the T. See, you might say that how many things he's doing. Yeah, it's very simple. You want to achieve success, you have to do all these things. And he was investing in himself. He even took up courses related to his industry, extra certifications. He went for an etiquette course that taught him how to eat with fork and knife. And he took up memberships in premium clubs, not the disco dancing, this thing, in clubs whereby he would network with the who's who. It was very expensive. He said sometimes I would just sit there with a cup of coffee and I would sit there for the whole day just reading a business book, but I was getting noticed. This was a strategy I suggested for him particularly. So he completely revamped his circle of influence, his circle of friends, his circle of colleagues. And in his office, I told him that your office colleagues are your biggest competitors. They are the ones who will hold you down. You want to climb up, you need to, network with people far beyond your pay grade, far beyond your maturity level. Only then you'd grow. And that is what he did exactly. So if in his company they didn't want to network with him, he would do it with people from other companies. He would find out where their interest would be, where they would hang out, what hobbies that they would have. And he actually took up those hobbies just to make sure that he would network with them. And all this was, I coached him on this. What else did he say? Yeah, obviously I was his mentor. So we had 1 hour calls every single day. I evaluated him every single day and gave him feedback. And the feedback was rather painful because I told him on what he did wrong and how he could improve on this. And there was a lot of, I would blast him, shout at him. And sometimes he would say, like, I was like, he told me this. I was thinking, like, why the hell am I taking bad words from a guy whom I'm actually paying money? But then I realized that, I would sleep over it. The next day I would realize what you said is true. I need someone to correct me. Otherwise, how am I going to grow? So we used to practice every 3 days. We would have an interview session. We would have feedback session. We would check his resume. We were just obsessed about his brand. We would take photographs. We focused on his online presence, communication skills. I would tell him to do crazy stuff that would move him out of his comfort zone. So overall, he was just so obsessed. I think literally he ended up having his parents cry and tell them that you've forgotten us, you don't love us anymore, all that bullshit. And I told him not to fall for this emotional nonsense. Yes, he did end up breaking up with a lot of his friends, disrupting his, friends and personal life. His girlfriend also left him. I told him all this would happen because he was giving more time for himself and less time for her. But eventually, after I trained him for all this, he did get his first promotion. That was from 20,000. He got, I think it was 32 or something. And after that, once he got that, it was done deal. Means I coached him for what? 2 years, 3 years or whatever. And then he kept all these lessons that I taught him and he kept practicing on them. And we would occasionally have sessions once every 3 days or once a week. Before it was almost every single day. And then finally, voila, he got after he stopped because he got married. And once you get married, your priorities change. And lo and behold, one fine day, he got this opportunity for double the salary. And he didn't shy away from it. He ended up beating candidates who were more qualified than him, more experienced than him, were elder to him. And he managed to get it. Why? Because he knew how to sell himself, how to position himself. And he took on a challenge that was way outside his comfort zone. So yeah, all the courses that he went for: etiquette, communication, leadership, networking, course related to sharpening the saw, reading books, writing articles, all this came together. And from the salary that he had, he got straight away double. And today he's living the dream. The dream, the company of his choice, the salary of his choice. He's getting plus, plus, plus all the perks and benefits. And he's also preparing now to, he's already in discussions actually. There is an investor who is looking for someone to take over a very big project that he has, and he most probably will get that role. And we have already spoken about it, but we still have to start working. So that's the next one. And if he gets that, he would have achieved the status that no one in his family ever, or his friend circle had done it. We're looking at sea level. That's the ultimate dream. And he never thought this was possible. I myself, um, you know, I always tell people, hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. And I don't like to overpromise and hype people up, but I tell them that if you really prepare yourself, opportunity will come knocking in unexpected hours. And yeah, so he's getting there. Um, if he gets this next one, whew, he will have achieved something that was impossible in his family. He'll be the first one ever to achieve a C level position, whereby he'll literally be like the CEO of the company. But then that comes with a lot of responsibilities, a lot of maturity, a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience. It'll not be a child's play. And obviously, him and I, will have to really work hard. One is getting the job. That is one part. But then proving yourself is totally something else. So communication, written, spoken, networking, meetings, traveling. I told him, you have to tell your wife that you will be very, very busy. And lucky for him, he managed to get a girl. There, I was also involved in that. Okay. Means involved in the sense of coaching and guiding. And she is very supportive in that way. So yeah. Anyway, though, ironically, the only people who are still complaining are his mother and father, even though he has provided them with, he takes care of them. They're still complaining that he doesn't spend enough time. Well, you can't keep everyone happy. But yeah, all his friends, old girlfriends, anyways married. Everything else is no more. He's totally a new man. So anyway, thought I'd share this with you. Let me know your thoughts. And I hope you took down the notes. By the way, he also focused on getting in shape. He has lost, I think, 15 or 16 kilos. So once again, he had to upgrade his wardrobe. He is in shape. He is much better shape than me. Yes, he does take a little bit of, testosterone. And that is why he's unbelievable. He looks really good. I really wish I could show you that before and after, but unfortunately, privacy. And he's a very happy guy, very happy. And I think he has right now put having a baby in the back seat. But then again, I told him, when it happens, just let it happen. Go with the flow. All right. So I hope this has helped you gain some insights. Like I told you, it's never a shortcut. It's never easy. It's a struggle. Getting a job is a job in itself. And if you really are passionate, if you're obsessed, if you're driven, and you work on yourself every single day, success will come knocking at unexpected hours. All right. So I hope this inspires you to help achieve your dreams. Remember, there's no shortcut. There's no easy way out. There's no AI and all that bullshit. You have to, roll up your sleeves, work with your hands, and gain that experience. Okay. I've literally taught him how to master the art of written and spoken communication with hours and hours of effort that we put. That is why he is where he is. All right. Any questions? Let me know. Comment down below. Love to hear from you. And if you like content like this, do post your questions. Maybe I'll, post another video. And yeah, if you want to say thank you to my WhatsApp member. Give me a good topic to speak about. All right. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Yalla. Bye.